Hello everyone. Welcome to the concluding video of our module Vision 2025. I am Tejas Thakur. I am head of sales training at Kotak Mutual Funds. Been with the mutual fund business since the last 5 years, been with the Kotak Group since the last 14 years now. I hope you've seen the earlier two videos of Vision 2025. In the last video, what we saw was the vision plan, quantitative approach, qualitative approach, and new client acquisition. In this video, which is video number 3, we are going to look at family tree, multi-product selling, and IFA AUM pyramid. Now let's start talking about millennials. Millennials is an emerging category. Now, this is typically this group of 25 to 30 or early 30s. Now, the question with a lot of MFDs is, should we convert them or should we make them our customers? Before you decide on that, let me share some data points with you. First and foremost, all of these are tech savvy. So if you give your mobile or laptop to them, the speed at which they work, you'll be shocked to know that it is your own mobile or laptop. So one thing is very clear. If you want to approach this kind of audience, you will have to go online. If you expect them to fill up a form, give you a cancel check, visit your office, etc., forget about them. They're not going to do that. Second important point about them is changing goals. So the typical customers which we meet, what do we talk to them about? So this can be a good SIP for supporting educational goals of your child. Ma'am, this can be an excellent opportunity to create wealth for your child's marriage. This can be a good investment opportunity for your retirement plan, right? All of this we talk. If you meet this typical category of millennials, the most common statement which most of them make is, we do not want to get married. So just imagine if they're not talking about marriage, is your child education, child marriage, retirement planning going to be of any help to them? Are they even going to listen to you? Absolutely no. So you'll have to identify different goals which will appeal to this category of customers. Data point number 3. They prefer rentals to ownership. Now the kind of customers which we meet, we talk to them, sir, let's save money for your house. Let's save money for your second house. Let's save money for your retirement house. First car, second car, family car. These guys do not go for ownership. So they will prefer a Ola, Uber, Meru, whatever is there in your location. They're ready to pay huge amounts of rent as compared to owning a property. So again, that logic does not work with them. Data point number 4, spending plus credit. So if I have to give you my example, my mom, when she was working, she had a very simple concept. She had decided how much she wanted to save for the family per month for multiple goals. So she used to keep that money aside. Whatever rest was available would get spent over us and the house. When we started earning, our concept slightly changed. We used to get a salary credited at the end of the month or start of the next month. When the salary got credited, we started spending money from that salary. As we neared the month end, our spending reduced. And we ended the month with a positive bank balance. In that, we managed a few SIPs, a few RDs, a couple of FDs, and so on and so forth. Again, the salary got credited in the next month. Again, the same pattern started. These guys are different. They will use credit lines, credit cards, etc., lavishly. They are not afraid. So before their salary gets credited, they are sitting on a huge pile of debt. The moment the salary gets credited, they pay off all of these credit cards, etc. And they start the month with zero. Again, using all sorts of credit lines and spending money lavishly. Assuming in a particular month they spend more than what was the salary expected, that debt would get carried forward to the next month. So it gets carried forward, piled up. When they get their incentives, bonuses, or year-end salary hikes, that is when it gets squared off and they are starting with zero again. Now, do you want to spend time trying to convert this category? Again, before you conclude and decide, let me give you two more data points. They form 34% of India's population and growing every second. If you choose to ignore them, you are ignoring 1/3 of India's population. And if I was in your place, I would not have done that. Second most important point here is they have very high incomes. Most of them would reach their parents' highest income in the first 2 to 5 years of their working life. Just imagine from here, if they grow, obviously they will grow because they are talented. What will be their salaries going forward? Or if they decide to open up their own business and be entrepreneurs, what would be their business turnover and profits? So this is one category I would suggest you should not miss. You will have to change your style, adapt to different ways which will appeal to these people. But they are worth it. Just a thought. Normally we say that our customers, normally we see also that our customers are elder to us. Obviously, because of a simple logic that they have spent more time working, they have more balance in their bank accounts, they are more stable mentally, they are more stable in the family side, and more matured. So makes sense for us to have those as customers. But just a thought here, I am suggesting that a set of your clients should be at least 25 years younger than you. Why so? Because when you reach 85, they will still be 60 and probably work. Means that from your age of 60 to 85, which is 25 years, they would be from 35 to 60 and they would be earning at that point in time when you are already retired. Means what? When a person is working, his investments keep on adding. Investment value, AUM, keeps on increasing because they're not going to redeem it. They're keeping it for their retirement. So just imagine in your retired life, if your set of customers, part of customers is this category, then your AUM will keep on increasing with practically zero redemptions. Means your commissions, your trail commissions will also keep on increasing. So this would be an ideal retirement planning concept for you. Forget the customers. I would always want to have an increasing annuity which is beating inflation throughout my retired life. And this is one way you can achieve this. Family tree concept, a very simple concept here. What you need to do is you need to identify the client and his parents, siblings, children, spouses of siblings and children, and their children. Normally, what we try to do is we try to go out and search for new clients. Not required. You can look at clients within the clients itself, extended family. So if I have to ask you what is your AUM, everybody will quickly tell me. If I ask you how many, what is your SIP book, you'll immediately tell me. What is the number of active SIPs? You will be plus minus on a buffer side, you'll be able to tell me. If I ask you how many clients you have managed, a few of you will be able to tell me. But if I ask you how many families do you manage, How many can give me that number? That number should be there at the tip of your tongue. Because a family, if you're managing, multiply it by 15 to 20, that would be the number of clients you manage. And each client probably would be in a few lakhs or crores, whatever, however category of clients you have. So if you adopt to this style, this concept of family tree, you'll never be required to hunt outside in the outside market for more and more customers, unless until you're looking at potential super HNI customers. Top business models. There are multiple business models which can be used. First and foremost, the telecalling model. Now, a lot of you will argue with me that this is an age-old concept, doesn't work, etc., etc. I will give you 3 examples from our current business without taking names and locations also. There is one person in a metro city who has 250 telecallers whom he calls financial planners, and they together have a business of roughly 500 to 600 crores. Second example is this person who has highly qualified MBA, CFP people who are again doing business on telecalling and emails. He boasts that he has not, and his entire team has not visited more, has not met in person more than 80% of the clients. Just imagine, of your total client base, you have never ever met, neither you nor your team has met 80% of the clients. A very, very solid business. And he's again to the tune of 400 to 500 crores. Third example, this person has set up a complete online digital kind of platform and is using telemarketing as a support system. He has more than 8 to 10,000 customers. Just imagine if you have to service 8 to 10,000 customers, what will be the situation for you? It's very well managed. So point is not that I want you to start telecalling from tomorrow. No. But very importantly, what you need to understand is telecalling is also feasible. So do not write off any business model. Let it remain with you. Okay. FOS, feet on street, as we call them, sales team. Every one of us knows that sales team is good for our business to move forward at an accelerated pace, but we do not do that. And we have justified reasons. So some people say they will go away. Somebody will take them up for a few thousand rupees more. Some people are afraid that they might start their own business and start tapping on the clients separately. All those reasons are valid, but still it is not a case for not to have feet on street. Each one of us, if we go out in the market, are able to do roughly 4 to 5 calls. If I have 5 people with me, they will do 5 calls each. If I have 10 people with me, they will do 10 calls each. 5 calls each into whatever number of people, 50 calls, right? So just imagine if I have 10 people, whatever business I would have done alone in 10 years can be done in just 1 year with 10 people. If I have only 5 people, whatever business I could do in 10 years alone, I will have it by the end of 2 years. That is 24 months. That is why I call this a speed strategy. It will give you the acceleration required for your business and take your business to great heights very soon. A lot of you complain that we entered now, there are people who are there 10, 15 years, 20 years before us. You will be able to cover up that gap completely with this. Start using this strategy, it will work for you. Next strategy is the digital marketing. So it can be in the form of a website, it can be in the form of a mobile app, or a combination of both. It can also be social media marketing. Choice is yours. Rather, the choice would depend upon the type of customers you're targeting. Okay. But digital marketing, as we have seen the last 15 months, is completely the new way of life. That is where the entire world is heading. If you are not there, you'll miss the bus. The name is wrong here, sub-broking. So don't go by the name. But what I'm trying to say here is there are independent people who are already running a business. And unfortunately, they are not able to grow their business beyond a certain level because they are not a brand. Assuming you are a brand and you take all of such people under your umbrella, share profits with them, just look at the size of business you will have. And obviously the negotiating powers. So again, I'm saying don't go by the name. Sub-broking is a norm, not right name. Whatever you call it, you can do this. You can work this out as a proposal. Next is a franchisee model. Franchisee model and the earlier model looks very similar, but they are not similar. In the franchisee model, what you need to identify is good, potential, hardworking candidates who have an entrepreneurial mindset. They need not be young also. You may look at somebody who's having had a baby and the child is now 2-3 years of age and the lady is ready to start some work again, but not full time. Fair enough. You could have somebody who's retired but still fit and fine to do some work, legwork in the market. That's also fine. So identify people who are potential hardworking. That is important. And who have an entrepreneurial mindset. So they are not interested in doing a job, but they have a business sense in them. And they want to create something big. Now, if such a person goes out on his own or on her own in the market, nobody is going to give them any business. But if they come under your umbrella and go taking your brand in the market, it will be a big thing for them also as well as you, because obviously profit sharing will be there. Franchisee model, one more area where it is used is where you want to open up a particular market. Let's say you are in a particular town or city and there are extremities to it, which is a traveling distance. You can go there and come back in a day. That's very potential, but it is not practically possible for you to every time go there. You can identify a person who's local to that location and make him a franchisee or make her a franchisee under them. That will work beautifully well, right? Last but not the least is acquisition. Acquisition works on both sides. One is an opportunity for you to acquire smaller distributors with their current business. So let's say you want to acquire somebody who's 20 CR, 50 CR, and so on and so forth. You can do that. No problems. You can work out a business proposal which is attractive enough for them. You sign a contract with them and pay them and then take that business. The second option would be you grow your business to a particular level, maybe 50 crores, 100 crores, and you sell off your business to some bigger entity, or you join hands with them where they will manage everything. You will get certain portion of the money, because everybody does not want to work all their life. So acquisition can be done in two ways. One is you acquire people or you get acquired. Both options are available to you. These are just 6 models which I've shared with you. There are multiple more. So as you start talking to your friends, interact with other colleagues from the industry, you'll come to know of more and more models which are existing or people have created it in the market. Multi-product selling, I've always been advocating this. If your business is based on one product, you are taking a very, very big risk. Let's say I have a house, I've put only one pillar under it. It can stay, no doubts about it, but the risk is high. Something happens to that one pillar and you're gone. Similarly with business. So what could be multi-product selling? You could talk about mutual fund equities. You could talk about life insurance, health insurance, real estate, and other products. So the list would be huge. I can keep on talking about it. These are all investments. Now, should you only be in investments? The answer is no. What else can you go for? You can do financial planning as well as tax planning. Now, do you need to be a financial planner or a tax consultant prior to that? The answer is no, because you can have people who are professionally qualified in these areas and arrange a meeting between your client and these professionals, for which you charge your own money. So a lot of MFDs ask me, can I do financial planning according to SEBI guidelines? Absolutely no. But can you ensure that a financial planner who's certified, qualified, and you introduce him or her to your client, and for that arrangement, both of them pay you certain amount of money, which is good enough. The client will remain yours only. Similarly for tax planning. These are the services which you can offer. You need not get qualified in them. You can arrange it from outside. Are these the only two areas? No. You can be on the other side of the table, as we call it, by offering assets, which is home loans, personal loans, business loans, etc. Now just imagine all of these products you are promoting. What will happen? Let's say you're talking to a particular customer and the customer is saying no for mutual funds. Because of a simple reason, he or she does not have the money. Can you quickly switch the product and move to personal loans or a business loan? Definitely he will be interested. Let the loan clear and let all the formalities happen. Maybe 6 months down the line, his financial condition improves. That is the time you can emphasize the importance of investments. And that is the time you can start mutual fund SIPs with that person. Make sense? So if you are across the entire board, you are like a one-stop shop solution for the client. You are like a big bazaar or a shopping mall. All his needs would be met with you. If you give good service, why does he need to go outside? And when you are in multi-product selling, multiple opportunities of cross-sell open up for you. Advantages of multi-product selling, multiple advantages. So first and foremost, stability of business is there. So that is very good, because business is normally affected by business cycles. Here, because you're into multi-products and their business cycles are not so correlated to each other, this grants you stability. Reach more customers. As I already gave you an example, a customer might not be today ready for MFSIPs, but that customer is in need of a business loan or a personal loan. The moment you increase your spread across multiple products, you increase your reach towards more and more customers. Offer more to customers. So somebody has started taking a mutual fund SIP from me, I can offer him life insurance. Or let's say he started with life insurance, I can offer him mutual fund SIPs, tax saving products, so on and so forth, including debt. Last but not the least, unaffected by business cycles. So again, there are multiple business cycles which happen. So you saw that because of regulatory changes, insurance business came down. But as time went ahead, insurance business moved up and the mutual fund business started declining for certain reasons. So these cycles keep happening in the products. If you are in multiple products, let's say mutual funds are going down for some time, you can increase your LI focus. Mutual funds are again coming up, you decrease LI focus, focus on mutual funds. As simple as that, right? This is the advantage of multi-product selling. Ideal critical mass for an MFD. A lot of MFDs have asked us this question. What do you think is a critical mass? So we evaluated on a lot of parameters and finally we came to one conclusion. We feel that 20 crores of equity AUM is our ideal critical mass. It's just not a number. I'll explain the logic behind the number to you also. So the logic is assuming a commission of roughly 0.75%. We're talking about equity, so that is good enough. 0.75% commission, you'll land up getting 15 lakhs of commission per annum. Or in other words, it is 1.25 lakhs per month. Fair? Now, what do you need to do? You need to maintain this 20 crores of equity AUM. If you're able to maintain this, how do you maintain it? A simple equation. New business should be greater than or equal to redemptions. If that happens, let's say you have a redemption of 5 CR and you have a new business of 6 CR. Compensated net instead of 20, you're now at 21. Mark to market corrections normally would be greater than inflation. So here we are talking about 12% returns, which is normally what we expect in the market over a longer period of time in diversified equity. So if that is what is going to happen, then obviously that is higher than inflation. So because of that, what will happen? You will have an inflation beating annuity of 1.25 lakhs per month. And that should take care of your expenses. Then you want to take it to 50 CR, 100 CR, 500 CR, it's completely up to you. But 20 CR is a critical mass which is required to get an inflation beating annuity of 1.25 lakhs per month. Aim for the top. So everybody wants to reach the top and everybody would aspire to be there. But it is important for us to understand how the top looks like. And right from where we are to the top, what are the multiple destinations which are there? How many people are there and what is the business they do? So presenting to you the IFA AUM pyramid. Now I've been tracking this for the last 4 years. So I'll share with you an old pyramid and a new pyramid both. So let's first talk about the old pyramid. In the category 7, which is business less than 1 CR, there were 20,000 people. Between 1 to 25 CR, there were 19,000 people. From 25 to 50 CR, 1,933 people. 50 to 100 CR, 1,085 people. 100 to 500 CR, 699 people. 500 to 1,000 CR, 45 people. And a category 1, which is greater than 1,000 CR, there were 15 people. Now, this was a data as of March 2019, where we had studied 44,173 IFAs, commanding a business of roughly 4.71 lakh crores. Now, almost 21 months have passed, more than that rather, but I have a data which is of December, so 21 months from there. How do you feel? How do you see the data? Will it be better, worse, what? Let's see. The bottom of the pyramid, less than 1 crore, there are 24,000 people, but higher than the earlier one. 1 to 25 CR, there are 22,959 people. 25 to 50 CR, 2,165 people. 500 to 100 CR, 1,113 people. 100 to 500 CR, 729 people. 500 to 1,000 CR, 48 people. And final slab, which is 1,000 crores and above, there are 25 people. This data is also not recent. This is roughly 6 months old. So this is as of December 2020, where we have studied 51,532 IFAs, commanding a business of 5.39 lakh crores. Now just imagine what did most of us do during this period. We were waiting for the pandemic to get over. We were waiting for situations to normalize. We were waiting for customers to get back their jobs, start their businesses again, economy to come back to its original level. This is what we were waiting for. What did these people do? The top category, 10 people decided that this pandemic is an opportunity for growth like never before. Let's go all out and create history. And they have been able to move themselves into the topmost category. Just imagine what does 1,000 crore translate into in terms of your revenues. Forget the revenues, leave it on one side. You are at the top of the pyramid. How does it feel to be at the top? Great, right? You would love to be there. So just imagine that what are the efforts which you need to take. I'm not saying 1,000 crores is for everyone. No. A lot of you people, maybe you are at much lower AUMs, 1,000 crores will take time. Just think that if you want to change the slab, if you're at 6, you want to move to 5. If you're at 5, you want to move to 4, etc., etc. What are the things which you need to do? Just go through this entire 3 videos again. Make a list of what are the points which you need to incorporate. So do you need to have an air hostess or a pilot as your customer? Or do you need to have a celebrity as your customer or a sports person as your customer? Do you need to implement any business models? Is going digital an option for you, or it has to be done? When are you recruiting people under you to work in the field for you? Make a list of all these things and start immediately. I'm confident that very soon I will see most of you in the topmost brackets. Finally, you can contact us on kmmc.trainingqueries@kotak.com. You can also save my number, which is 9619510328. Just send me a message that we want to be a part of your broadcast group. So we will be starting a broadcast group very soon. In that, only training and training related messages will be floated. So you can get the benefit of that. At the same time, if you aspire to learn anywhere, anytime, please go to our KMMC ProStart YouTube channel. You can click on the link which is mentioned here. Once you reach that page, subscribe and press the bell icon, the bell notifications icon, for you to get all the notifications relating to these videos. Currently, already 6 modules on various topics have been uploaded and videos are there. This is the 7th module. So I have a list of 10 modules which we will be releasing every Tuesday. So for the next 10 weeks, every week you're going to get one module comprising of 3 or 4 videos. That is not it. Every Friday, we'll also be releasing Excel related videos. I have listed down 21 different topics, right from financial planning to pivot tables to VLOOKUPs, etc., etc., which will be releasing 2 videos every week on Friday. And this is just the beginning. As we get more and more responses from your side, we get more and more feedbacks from your side, we will increase our reach of these videos. We'll increase the number of these videos as per your requirement, which will help you grow your business, right? So once again, requesting all of you to subscribe to our KMMC ProStart YouTube channel and click on the bell notifications icon. Once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for viewing all our videos and giving us such love and affection. We seriously value your patronage. Thank you once again. Let's meet again on Friday for more and more Excel related videos, and on Tuesdays for other videos. Thank you once again, guys. Take care.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.